Imagine for a moment that you're a young man. You live in a quiet and peaceful town on the edge of a great forest, to the north of a great province, in the south of a snowy land. And imagine that your life is simple, that you have a family, that you have friends, good friends. Think about what that would be like. Think about what you might wish for your future. Would you plan for all of it to come crashing down? Would you plan to lose your friends, your family, your world? One day you might agree with your father that you would take a cart full of goods north to another small town to sell those goods to a farmer, and you'd ask your father if you could take your friend, a Khajiit. He's been your friend for as long as you can remember. Your father might say, "Be careful, the roads aren't always safe," and you'd laugh and say, "It's okay, we'll be fine." And you'd go and you'd run the cart down the road and laugh as you sneaked by some bandits in their tower, and you'd pass through a bigger town. You might stop at the inn and have some of that excellent mead, and you'd keep going, and you'd stop at the mill, and it would be getting late, so you'd camp on the side of the road. You wouldn't notice there were people in the woods watching you. They weren't people, they were elves, wearing dark robes and hoods. You didn't see them. You had no idea they were there. And the next morning you roused your sleepy friend, and you made a little bit of breakfast and chatted and laughed again. Took your time, and by the time you got back on the road, it was mid-morning. You took a slower pace because you knew it wasn't too long before you'd be at that little town. No, you had no idea what was about to happen. You came down a long hill and you were laughing again. It was some joke you don't remember now. And at the bottom of the hill you came to the crossroads. The town was only a couple of hours' ride. You thought, well, let's just go left a little bit and see what's up there. Father won't know if we spend a few minutes exploring. And suddenly, you're surrounded by dark-robed elves, and they're asking you questions you can't answer. You're afraid, but you don't think you're showing it. And suddenly they're breathing fire, or so it seems. They're calling you dirty Nords and filth. They're calling your friend a traitor. They're accusing you of things you've never done, of worshipping gods you don't really know much about. And then they're upon you, and they drag you down, and you're on the ground, and you hear your friends screaming, and the horse screaming, and then everything goes black. Everything goes black. And then, imagine perhaps that you wake up, and you barely remember what happened, and you look around, and there are the scattered remains of your cart, and your friend lies dead in the road next to the horse. There's nothing left. You have nothing but rags. What would you do? What would you do then? Would you stagger away and wander dazed into the grasslands, try to find a weapon to defend yourself, find a friendly face, somewhere safe? What would you do if months later you came back to that place, changed? What would you do if during those months you made your way back to your sleepy little town and you found it destroyed, laid waste, your family gone, everything you knew, all of your friends gone, massacred? What would you do if you found yourself back there again? Welcome to the world of Lars Morson. Those are the things that happened to him, but he was not alone. Others suffered similar fates in those trying times. What you see here is not the Lars that came from that little town called Helgen. This is a very different Lars. This is the Lars that ran away weeping down the mountain to Riverwood, then Whiterun, then straight into his destiny. This is the Lars that has learned things about himself that he could never have imagined. This Lars has a companion. He's become a warrior. He has an ability that he could not have conceived. He has killed dragons. But here he is at that crossroads again, because he can't get that image out of his mind, his friend lying dead by the side of the road. And if nothing else in this, of all the things that he's learned and all the things that he knows that he must do, for that, the loss of a friend, he will have vengeance. The elves will pay. So welcome to the world of Lars, a dragonborn and a hunter of elves.